Ecom Empires, what's up? Anybody out there? Nick Peroni here, and I am live from Vietnam right now at the Success Conference. I'm gonna show you guys, let me see if I can flip my camera around. As people start to show up here, we don't really have too many people yet. But everybody's sleeping out there. I just wanted to go live from the stage here and say what's up to everybody. It's been so cool being out here in Vietnam. Give you guys a look at what this stage looks like here. It's pretty incredible. We've been working on this event. It's been a lot in the making to make this happen here with my partners in Vietnam. It's pretty incredible to see all this come together here at the National Conference Center in Hanoi right now. This is Women's Business Morning, so we're just getting started. They're just starting to let people in right now, so it's still really empty in here, but people are starting to show up, and we're really excited. Still in the yeah, I'm gonna come back to the US. This conference that we're doing right here, we hope to bring this like around the world. That's really the goal and the plan here. And anyway, I just wanted to check in with you guys in the group and say what's up to everybody really quick, because like it's just been incredible to be out here and to be on this journey and to be part of all of this as it happens. And so, you know, like with e-commerce right now and what we're really trying to do all over the world really is to make it so that we like break down this opportunity and show people, you know, exactly how possible this is for anybody, anywhere in the world, regardless of what you're doing. You know, one thing that I have seen, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to make the video, other than to share with you guys this amazing event. We got some new people tuning in, so I'll just like keep kind of scrolling a little bit. As you can see here, it feels so good, you know, man. Like having started this group less than a year and a half ago, really. I mean, about a year and a half ago, and to see how far it's come now, you know, organizing conferences across the world. We're expecting like 2,000 people to show up between today and tomorrow. So anyway, I wanted to talk with you guys just about like, you know, I'm in the way here. I'm in the way of these people, sorry. I just wanted to talk with you guys about like the opportunity right now, because we have so many people that are constantly joining the group every single day. So many people that are new to this industry or just getting started, or, you know, like they may be on this fence. You know, we have like almost 60,000 members in here, and it's funny, I was talking with someone the other day about this, and he was asking me like, how many people do you think are actually active in this group? How many people do you think are actually actively building an e-com business? And you know, I see the group and I see how many people are active, and I get the network, but it's crazy to me how many people are not doing anything. Like for, you know, what time we are in this world right now with the internet and the online, unprecedented opportunity right now to be able to build an e-com business. And you know, whether you take it to $1 million a year or you're just doing, you know, $10, $20, $30,000 a month, like that type of business is so possible and so incredible. And the more I travel, don't forget to chill in the south. Yeah, the south of Vietnam. That's where Ho Chi Minh is, right? Hanoi's in the north, I think. Ho Chi Minh's in the south. Anyway, so like I just want to share some of this, because again, for all the new people that are constantly getting started, constantly coming to this group and part of this, you know, like I see as I travel and I meet all these people, you know, not just people that are like building this business, but also people that are running like the fulfillment companies, people that are organizing like the masterminds, right? I was just in Shopify at the private Shopify mastermind in Atlanta before I came here. What's up, Mr. Davenport? Hope you're doing well out there in Thailand. I miss Thailand. I want to go back. So yeah, like, you know, the private Shopify mastermind, you know, what was really talked about is expanding opportunity, right? New things that are happening, like new acquisition channels for customers with YouTube and Instagram, and like new strategies and tips to really build and scale your e-commerce business, really try to take things and have like an exit strategy and know where you want to go with things over the next couple years. And what I can tell you is that, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there right now, people talking about the new regulations in Europe, which are, you know, there's a lot of info out there. It's kind of crazy. And people talking about Facebook ad cost rising, which is definitely true. So, you know, there's a lot of that going on right now. But, you know, at the same time, the opportunity opens in other places. Like, that's what you have to remember, is that while in some areas it may be that the opportunity is getting more difficult, you know, like with Facebook ads, for example, which are still a huge opportunity. But I'm gonna move because they're like getting all set up here. You know, still a huge opportunity, right? But like Instagram, YouTube, Google Shopping ads, these things that people aren't using that are so wide open right now. Worldwide marketing to other countries, you know, so wide open right now. And this is some of the stuff that I want to share with everybody, you know, as we do this, as we go through, because there's constantly new information coming out. And again, there's constantly new people that are getting started. And I've been really working on some stuff with like a lot of people to try to put together some really good upcoming content and some really good upcoming things with some people I've been working with, like iStack Training, like Ben Malal, like Demetrius and Nick Shackelford, and some of these other guys that are really crushing it out there in the industry right now, and being able to combine some of this stuff. Oh man, I'm live and they're getting started, so I got to come out here now. Anyway, I'm gonna go back in there, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more too about, man, this place is crazy, it's so big. Just talk a little bit more about like just the opportunity. Again, you know, with people, I know we have a lot of people already doing well in ecom, but for me, like I really like to remind the new people how possible this is, right? Like how available this opportunity is. Look at this is my conference room for the day. Nice, right? This is a really nice building. It's really cool being here. Anyway, so in my travels, like with the people that I'm meeting, one of the things that I can see the most, right, that really separates people, all right, and for anybody that's new, anybody that's just getting started with e-commerce or you're struggling, this is where you need to pay attention, because the reality is that you need to remember is that it's not the strategies, right? Like there's all these buzzwords out there right now about branding and, you know, building a brand, right? And this kind of stuff is true, right? Like we want to be building a brand, and I'm going to be talking about that a lot in the upcoming weeks and months, because I think it's so important, and I think it's such a misunderstood topic, really. Like people talk about building a brand with an online business like it's this secret guru trick or something, when really, you know, building a brand is just knowing your strategy and having like an actual identity and a message from the very start, right? Having like a mission and a why for your business, and like a way that you're going to connect with your audience, and then building everything around that, right? Your content, your language, your colors, your attitude, everything you do, right? Okay, we're back. Sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out there. And then, where is this? Ivan, this is in Vietnam. My Wi-Fi is all of a sudden really bad. So anyway, right, like building a brand is what I was talking about, and this idea, this buzzword that's out there now, which is funny, because you see these people and it's like, you know, they're talking about branding and building a brand like it's something new, right? When this is what really anybody should have been doing from the very start, with your business, with whether you're a general store, whether you're a niche store, whether you're some type of hybrid store, you know, understanding what your identity is from the start, and understanding exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish from the start, and the message that you're trying to send to your audience from the start. You know, like when you're looking at products and you're looking at getting started, one of the things that you want to consider is your audience from the very beginning. It's like so many people go about this business trying to just find products, right? And everybody's like winning product, winning product, winning product. But really, what makes a winning product is a winning audience, right? Like what makes a winning product and what's going to make a product sell and do well is when you have a really, really good audience that is very interested in that product. So the idea is that when you are getting started and you're thinking about your brand and when you're thinking about your brand and you're thinking about your store from the start, you should be thinking about your audience. I don't understand Vietnamese. You should be thinking about your audience from the very start, right? And you should be thinking about that because that helps you identify what products you want to launch to that audience. All right, so the people that are doing this really well are doing it well because they're finding the right audiences and then they're finding products for those audience. Like they're defined from the very start. So, you know, when I travel and I do these events and I meet people at these masterminds that are getting started and then we help them get results and get breakthroughs, right? I've helped so many people get breakthroughs in their business and start going from struggling to making money, or a couple $100 days to $1,000 days, or, you know, $50,000 months to six-figure months. So like these types of things, man, it's all up here. I promise you, the difference in what people are doing right now, the people that are winning, the people are that successful, the people that are taking Ecom and really using this opportunity to build businesses that are doing very well and providing them this type of lifestyle. The people that are doing that, it's all comes down to the way that they're approaching their business, right? You know, I'm always one that likes to cover every base, so I'm not going to say there aren't exceptions to the rule. You know, people out there that are just getting lucky, like they launched a store, they found the product, and like it just started to sell. You know, that happens, right? Just like some people win the lottery. But my mindset, right, is I know that I'm not a lucky person necessarily. Nothing in my life has been luck. It's all been hard work and grind and hustle. So I'm not playing the lottery with Ecom, right? I'm not trying to be a lottery ticket winner with my life. I'm trying to have like actual strategies and practices that I know will never fail me, will never go away, will always work, will always be things that I can consistently use regardless of what Facebook ads is doing, regardless of what Google ads are doing. Like that these marketing and sales strategies that you know, make it so that your business is something that will constantly evolve and adapt. And number one is understanding your audience, right? Understanding your audience, like we were just talking about before. You know, most people, what they do is they try to find products and then find an audience to fit it, instead of thinking about the audience that you want to target from the first place, like thinking of a really large, broad niche, like say, for example, outdoors recreation, right? So thinking about a niche that large, that is tens of millions of people, if not hundreds of millions of people in large. So you're starting already from somewhere where you can kind of narrow this down, right? You're starting from somewhere where you know who your audience is, and so you're keeping yourself identified within a certain thing. So Dustin, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. So, you know, that's one of the things right there about building a brand, about building consistency. I sent that email out the other day and so many people got back to me and were like, Nick, you know, how do you build something consistent? How do you create something with content? How do you do this around a drop shipping store, right? And, you know, don't get hung up on the idea of drop shipping. That's what I don't get. You know, like people get hung up on this idea of drop shipping like it's something that is different. Like it's not a normal business. Like it's not the same as any other type of business in the world, where you have to have good, solid foundation of marketing and sales principles and understanding your audience and actually taking the time to build something of value and to build something that people are going to want to purchase from. That's what I don't understand, and I think it has a lot to do. Hey, you're welcome, Ilyas. I think it has a lot to do with like this idea that we see these screenshots, right? This screenshot generation where somebody posts something and we think it's like this magical outcome. Like they just happen to find a winning product and they just happen to get there. Two things you need to remember. Number one, first thing is that you don't know how much time and how much effort and how many products they may have had to test to get to that winner, right? A lot of times, I know a story of a guy, he was at the Bali Mastermind, and it was a great story where he had been testing products, right? testing products for like months for his drop shipping store when he first got started, and spent like, I think it was like $5 to $7 grand, something like that, like $5,000 to $7,000 lost, not lost, invested, but with no return, no profit yet on Facebook ads. For everybody tuning in right now, this is where we're at, right here at the conference center, live in Vietnam. So anyway, this guy had spent like $7,000 on ads without finding a winner. And then he finally found one and scaled that to like 1.2 or $1.3 million in sales over the next 4 months or something like crazy like that, right? But the point there in that story is he was willing to spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on testing, right? Winston Churchill has a quote, a famous quote that says, "Success is the ability to move from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." That is so true and so relevant in e-commerce, because it is a numbers game. It is about testing, right? Unless you're starting from the very beginning with one single brand idea that you know you want to build around a certain product or a certain line of clothing or a certain item, you know. For the most part, most of us are just getting started without any real idea of what we're doing. And so it's a numbers game of testing and finding out what people want and what they respond to. And in that numbers game, you've got to be willing to keep pushing forward without any loss of enthusiasm, right? From failure to failure without any loss of enthusiasm. But you need to be doing it in a smart way, right? You need to be doing it in a way where you're not just randomly throwing stuff out there and hoping to see something sticks. You're thinking about an audience in your head, right? When you say branding a store, whether it's a general store or a niche store, again, it's not about like some secret trust badge or some of the best dropshipping stores out there don't even have these crazy trust badges, right? Because building a brand is not about a trust badge. It's not about your regulations page. It's about identifying with an audience and connecting with that audience and creating something that they feel a part of, right? And that can be a very subjective thing, but it's definitely something that you want to consider, because that's really what's making the difference, right? Like, people are talking about branding now because Facebook ads are getting more challenging, so they want to find, you know, it's like the Medication Society of America. You're always looking for like something to blame. But the reality is that building a brand is not that difficult. It's about knowing what you want and having a specific purpose with your store from the start, not just being random, not just throwing up some kind of, you know, random site that just looks like a bunch of stuff mixed together that has no purpose, that doesn't identify with any like demographic or any people, right? That's what you want to do. You want to create something that identifies with that audience, okay? Next thing, people are starting to fill in a little bit. We don't start for a little while yet. Anyway, next thing. So next thing is that I want to say, like, mindset, right, is one of the biggest things, man. And it's interesting, when I do these masterminds, it's funny because I always thought, you know, like in the group, you know, if you post something about mindset, for example, it doesn't get a lot of engagement. People don't get as excited about that. But when I talk to people and I go to these masterminds, one of the biggest questions that a lot of people have is, they're like, you know, how do you manage your lifestyle, right? How do you manage to do this? How do you manage to stay motivated? How do you manage to continue scaling and growing? Or, you know, how do you deal with wanting to get lazy, or how do you deal with wanting to set new goals? And like, these are really important things that you need to understand, that you can't outperform yourself, right? You can never outperform your own self in your business. And it's like, so many people are out there trying to do that. And what I mean by that is that you need to become worthy of the success that you want to have, right? So many people are out there feel entitled to like all this success and all this money and like $1 million store without doing anything, without putting in any of the time, without putting in any of the grind, without actually, you know, having a strategy, without sitting down and writing their goals down, having revenue goals every single month and tracking that throughout the year to put yourself in a place where you are trying to accomplish something, right? So you know, having those goals and understanding that is what you need to even get started in any business, but in e-commerce especially, because we're working from our laptops. We're constantly distracted and bombarded by new courses and new things and gurus out there trying to sell us stuff. And it's like, if you don't have like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Monomaniacal, right? Monomaniacal focus, like extreme singular focus on what you want, right? Not getting distracted by everything else that's out there, all the other people, you know, that are out there pushing courses, or, you know, as they say, shiny ball syndrome, and all these things. So like, you really need to know what it is you want, so you have clarity in your own business. Because what a lot of us are doing, and I'm guilty of this too, is we see money, we see flash, we see things, success on social media, right? And I can tell you, you know, I've met a lot of these people. Now, I was in a room with the top gurus, right? The top gurus in Shopify, and I won't name names, but you see them all the time. You've seen their courses, you buy their courses, you see their ads, you see them everywhere, right? And I was in a room with these guys and girls, and I can tell you, man, like, you know, in real life, you know, everybody's just people, man. Having $1 million Shopify store, having $1 million empire, traveling the world, doing what you want to do, living a life of freedom, like, all these things are so possible. Half these people I met in that room aren't even that impressive, and I don't mean that in a bad way, right? Like, I just mean, you know, there's nothing special going on there. They're just people that had focus. They knew what they wanted, and they stayed focused on their own plan, their own goal, right? You can't get distracted by what everybody else is doing, because at the end of the day, that's not going to help you get to where you want to go. All the information is there. I promise you. I've, like I said, man, you know, you can believe me or not, I'm certainly not at the top of the game in terms of revenue numbers, but I met everybody at the top of the game, and I've networked with these people, and they're my friends, and I know how they're running their business, and I know what they're doing. And I promise you, everything is in this group right now. There's nothing else you need, right? When you get to a certain level, of course, maybe, you know, if you're doing 7 figures a year, then maybe there's some extra masterminds out there and some high level stuff you want to get involved in to get to 8 figures a year. You know, like Ezra's mastermind, for example, he was dropping some amazing knowledge on going from 7 to 8 figures when we were at the Shopify mastermind. But, you know, really, man, I promise you, everything that you need to build a 7-figure empire is in this group. Everything you need to build a store and be successful, forget the, regardless of the money, forget the money, just everything you need to be successful is here. Not just from myself, I'm not taking all the credit for that, from everybody in here, right? Like the community itself, searching the posts that are in the past, but certainly the free training as well, right? Like, people wonder if it's still relevant. Yes, it's still very relevant, and there's a lot of posts in the group that you can keep yourself updated. But I have a lot of new content planned as well that's coming up. So I guess in closing with some of this, because I'm an organizer here, and I gotta be like, I gotta go get started too on some of this. But I just want to, I don't know if I'm supposed to, they're like doing stuff up here, but I just want to give you guys a view of this again for people that are tuning in now, because it's incredible, man. And like, I just want to remind everybody out there that your dreams really are possible, right? I'm definitely big on like the inspiration and the motivation kind of stuff, because, you know, for me, one of the whole reasons starting this group, starting Ecom Empires, traveling the world and doing these events, is because I want everybody to remember that your dreams are possible, right? And that you can accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. I started, you know, a couple years ago. Nobody knew who I was. I was broke. I didn't have anything. And I don't mind sharing that, because, you know, I never had any help. I never had any rich uncle. I never had any rich best friend. I never had anybody who put me on the game. No guru, no mentor, no, like, you know, super expensive course or anything, right? Like, it's just all 100% hustle and dedication. You know, the saying, all hustle, no luck, right? Like that's everything, man. And I want to share that with everybody, with so many people, because, you know, you don't need You don't need anybody else, man. You got a family right here. You got a community right here. And I can tell you, like, it's very real. You know, the people that I meet all around the world, it's not just a group. It's not just people on a computer screen. Like, this is a real community that's really supporting each other. People that really want to see others succeed. Because the ones that understand, they understand that the opportunity is abundant. We're not in competition with each other. We're in collaboration with each other to help each other get to the next level, because the opportunity is abundant. It's not going anywhere. E-commerce is a huge industry, right? Obviously, I don't know the number off the top of my head. I think it's a $2 trillion industry right now, and it's expected to double by 2020. Expected to double, man. Now, I'm not one much for like presenting opportunity in terms of market cap, but when you look at those types of numbers, it's just insane to think about the fact that, you know, this is so much opportunity for everybody in this group. Everybody in this group could have a winning e-com store. I fully 100% believe that. I know it won't happen because, you know, half the group will never even bother to open up a video or go through a free training, but everybody in this group could be successful if they really wanted to. Everybody in this group has the same opportunity. We have different challenges, different things that might be like, you know, holding different people back, but we all have the same opportunity. Oh man, that looks funny, but I just like kind of floating around. Anyway, guys, I got to go get this started, and I just wanted to remind you all that you know, your dreams are possible, and it's all happening, man. And I promise you, no matter how much you struggle, no matter how many sleepless nights you have, no matter how many hungry nights you have, I can remember, and my boys can remember this, when I was in Philly and I was just getting started and I was out of the army and my life was completely screwed up and I had no money in my pockets. I was like literally zero in the bank account, and my car wasn't working, and I was literally like not eating. I lost so much weight in that time, man. I had pack of hot dogs. This is no lie. Pack of hot dogs, okay? 88 cents at the grocery store. I would buy a pack of hot dogs with $1. That would be my food for the entire week, for like 7 days. 1 hot dog a day, no bread, man. Like, you know, like really, really living that hard knock life. And it was self-imposed, but you know what? The reality is that I'm just trying to, the example of that you can go from here, you know, to wherever you want. And I'm like just getting started, and I really look forward to this journey with everybody, man. I really look forward to continuing this. I promise you there's so much more to come, so many better things. Like I said in the beginning, for anybody who missed it, collaborations, people I'm working with right now in the print-on-demand industry, drop shipping industry, working with some big companies that are like, you know, we're collaborating, and everybody wants to be a part of Ecom Empires, man. I love it. Everybody wants to be part of this community. Everybody wants to help and deliver value and really like find ways that we can help people be successful. That's a movement that we've created together, right? And I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everyone. Much love to everyone out there, especially for the people that are here attending. I've already met several people here attending from Ecom Empires as well, and like it's really amazing. I appreciate the support, and my goal is just 100% to constantly be delivering as much value as possible, not through myself, but also through everybody else as well. Again, like all these other successful people that I'm trying to form, like this team, you know, that we can all contribute and help each other and create this type of success. There's a lot of mastermind events coming up. I'm going to close off real quickly with this. There's a mastermind event in the Philippines coming up, Ecom Island, where Demetrius and Ernest are going to be with me as well. I see Tarang's on here. What's up, man? So there's actually, I'm working on an idea right now as well, a castle in Tuscany. We're gonna do like a marketer's retreat. Tarang is one of the guys that we invited. He's a affiliate marketing genius master over in, he's got like the largest company in India, and then like Ben Malal with Facebook ads and some other people. Like we're looking to put together like a marketer's retreat where successful people from all different business backgrounds and facets of e-commerce, right? E-commerce is not just drop shipping. It's not just print on demand. It's affiliate marketing. It's, you know, crypto trading. It's Amazon FBA. There's so many opportunities. Carla, see you soon. There's so many opportunities out there. And so that's the idea of the marketer's retreat at a castle in Tuscany, which I'll be announcing soon, where we get all these people together to share, Skillshare basically, from like different backgrounds and different experience levels of different parts of e-commerce. And then there's a Barcelona, E-commerce Mastery Live Affiliate World Europe. This is going to be happening coming up in July. That's going to be with Ezra Firestone, Ben Malal, Nick Shackelford, a lot of great people that we're going to have as part of that. We even got the Queen of Instagram coming. I can't wait to meet her. She's absolutely killing it right now, doing like $1 million. She did $1 million in a single day in Instagram. People are getting impressed out here by people posting like these little screenshots of doing $1,000 in sales on Instagram. This girl did $1 million in a single day. She's got a case study coming out that I'm going to be sharing with the group where she did like $240,000 in a single minute from pre-orders from Instagram traffic, which is absolutely insane. I love that she's a woman because there's too many men out here dominating the space, and she's absolutely killing it, so it's really cool. So yeah, guys, there's a lot coming, and again, I just appreciate everyone's support. I hope you're all having an amazing life, amazing day, amazing week, wherever you are in the world. Remember, your dreams are possible. I'm gonna sign off here as I give you guys another tour of what's going on here live in Vietnam. You can't really see, but if you were to look over there, you'd see Ecom Empires on that board. It's hard to see with the blue. Bringing it all around the world as people start to fill in here. So thanks, guys. Once again, much love. I look forward to seeing all of you out there in the cities of the world, beaches, islands, conference centers, everywhere, anywhere you guys are at. I look forward to meeting you, helping you, doing as best as I can to keep this community going, keep it going to the next level so that we can all crush our goals, have amazing years, live whatever type of life you want, and prove everybody wrong that ever acted like you couldn't have it. Man, I just keep getting motivated. I'm gonna say one last thing here. Everybody that ever acted like you couldn't have it, man. I come here and I stand on this stage and I look at all these people and I think about what it was like when I was getting started. I think about the dreams I used to have when I would attend events and say to myself, one day I'm gonna be the one on stage. One day I'm gonna be the one whose name is the headliner. One day I'm gonna be the one who's organizing the event, right? And it's like, pipe dreams, you know, to certain people, and they act like, no, that's not gonna happen, you can't do that, oh, it's not, you're not gonna make it, man, like, you're just being silly, like this Facebook group and all this stuff. But like, to be here now and to look at that and to realize that all it ever was is like your own mindset, your own limitations that we all create in our own minds. And as soon as you break through those limitations, you realize that it was always right there, right? It was always right there. And then you break through, and then you start living this life where your income is provided by yourself, right? Nobody can tell you anything, okay? Except for the police, right? But, you know, other than the police and the government, nobody can tell you anything when you start living this type of life and running your own business. And it's crazy, man. Like, I promise you, it's all so worth it. The struggle, the hustle, the grind, everything is also worth it to now be here and to be looking back and to realize, you know, you proved everybody wrong. You did exactly what you said you were gonna do. You made it to exactly where you said you were gonna make it. And now you're living that type of life that's literally like a dream that most people, you know, can't even imagine. You know, most people, I don't even really relate or connect anymore to most people. And that's not being like, you know, trying to be like a douchebag or anything. That's just because my life is so different, right, from what I've created. But the reality is that anybody can create that. It can look like whatever you want it to look like, right? Just like your store can be whatever you want it to be, and it can be your vehicle to get you wherever you want to go. Your life can be and look exactly how you want it to do. All right, the future is best for the people who don't wait for it, they create it. They go out there and they write their own future, and they don't act like they're an extra in their own movie, like standing in the shadows in their own movie, but they act like the star, and they go out there and they shine and they accomplish what they want to accomplish and realize there's no limitation except any limitation that you might have in your own mind. All right, guys, so there's a lot more coming, man, between the masterminds, the content, the events, like collaborations, and just things that are going to be happening in the group. Ecom Empires is going nowhere. It's only getting stronger. The opportunity is only getting better, and we are creating success stories all around the world. I'm excited. I'm motivated. I love you guys. Hope you're having an amazing day wherever you're at. Talk to you later.